Amelia and Ben and the Founder's Fortune, Part 1. Amelia and Ben were in the quietest, dustiest corner of the town library, looking for a book about the town's founder for their history project. "Anything?" Ben whispered, pulling out a heavy book with a plain brown cover. "Just this one," Amelia said, blowing a cloud of dust off the top. "It looks like it hasn't been opened in 100 years. They settled at a large oak table and carefully opened the ancient book. The pages were yellowed and smelled like old paper and vanilla. As Amelia turned a page, a small, folded piece of parchment slipped out from between the pages and fluttered onto the table. "What's this?" Ben asked, picking it up. It wasn't a bookmark. Unfolding it gently, they saw strange, spidery handwriting. It was a riddle. "Where knowledge sleeps and stories wake, a silent giant you must make. I have a spine but cannot bend, a tale to start but not to end. What am I?" Amelia read aloud. Ben frowned, thinking hard. "Knowledge sleeps, stories wake. That's the library, right?" he said slowly. "A silent giant, with a spine, but it can't bend." His eyes suddenly went wide. "A bookshelf." "Of course," Amelia whispered excitedly. "The silent giant is a bookshelf, and the riddle came from a book about the town's founder. Look," she pointed towards the end of the aisle they had just come from. A huge, dark wood bookshelf stood there, taller than all the others, with a small brass plaque on it. They rushed over to the towering bookshelf. The plaque read, "Donated by our town's founder, a giant of a man with giant dreams." "This has to be it," Ben breathed. They scanned the shelves, running their fingers along the spines of the ancient books. "Wait a minute," Amelia said, her voice barely a whisper. She pulled at a book titled A History of Dust. It didn't move like a normal book. It wasn't a book at all. It was the front of a small, hidden wooden box. With a soft click, the fake book front swung open, revealing a dark, hollow space inside the bookshelf. Ben peered inside. "There's something in there," he said, his voice echoing slightly in the small space. He reached in and pulled out a small, rolled-up scroll tied with a faded red ribbon. Their hearts pounded as they carefully untied the ribbon and unrolled the scroll. This wasn't a simple riddle. It was a drawing, a map of the town square, but with strange symbols instead of words. There was a drawing of a lion, an arrow pointing to a fountain, and a series of numbers under the clock tower. "This is way more complicated," Ben said, staring at the cryptic map. Amelia traced one of the symbols with her finger. "A lion, a fountain, numbers. It's another clue," she said, a thrill of excitement in her voice. "I think we just found the start of a real treasure hunt. To be continued."